Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you might be joining us from. I am HR Funk, and welcome to my Lock, Stock, and Barrel live stream. If you have not been part of one of these live streams before, I run these a lot like a radio talk show. There's no real agenda or anything, script, or any other such thing like that. Basically, this is all driven by you and your comments, and I've already got some people that are chiming in here over on the side. Art Grote is here. Hi, Art. Roy Kiefer is here. Thanks for joining, Roy. Dewan is here. Thanks to you for joining us, Dewan. Ben Crane is here, Stephen Simpson, and also Hot 8. So thank you very much, everyone who's joining. Camp David just joined in. And I'll let everyone know now, and also repeat this a couple of times as we go. I am going to be doing the guest speakers or allowing guests in again this evening. If anyone wants to be a guest to come on the show, if you go to hrfunk@zoominternet.net, you will be able to join in. Basically, what happens is you send me an email, let me know that you want to participate. I will email you a link to join in the live stream. And once you get that, you can click on that and come back in. And depending on exactly how you decide to do that, and if you want to have your actual image so people can see you and hear the conversation back and forth, you can do that. Or if you would rather just have your voice so that we can talk back and forth, that's fine as well. But the important thing is, if you want to be part of the live stream, just hit me at this email that you see up on the screen right now, and I will get you a link so you can join us. And we've got some more people that have joined in. Rich Powers is here, I see. Razor Sharp says, greetings, Chief. Greetings to you. Jeff Barron is here. Thanks for joining, Jeff. Chris 1911 is here. And Kenneth Garrett, also known, a.k.a. Hillbilly Jack. And John Ladd is here from Ashland City, Tennessee. For a minute, I thought you were going to say Ashland, Ohio, which was my hometown, Ashland, Ohio. So I thought maybe that was somebody joining in from back home. I don't live there anymore, but that is where I grew up. So as always, if you have questions, if you have comments or anything you want to throw out for general consumption by anybody, be sure to do that either over here along the live chat, or like I said, if you want to join in, then hit me up on the email and we'll bring you on so you can actually be part of the live chat. And I'm going to take the banner back off for right now. So it's back to being just me. Tomorrow's video, hopefully everybody can join for that. I'm looking forward to this one. This was one of these videos that it took a lot of time this week. I spent the better part of this week getting tomorrow's video ready. In fact, I had to divide it into two parts because it ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But I'm going to be looking at traditional shooting stances, shooting grips, things like that with handguns, and going out to the range and doing some work there to try to see what we can come up with as far as any benefits or drawbacks to any of those. So I hope you can all join for that. We got some more people joining in over here. KD Cowboy is here along with Jeff Tim. Jeff Tim didn't get a bulletin. That's too bad. I actually did a pre-recorded announcement a little over an hour ago to try to let everybody know that I was going to be doing this. So sorry you didn't get that, Jeff. And 3 Jeep Discovery says old versus new series has been awesome. Good. I'm glad you like that. I've had a good time doing those too. It's kind of fun to compare the brand new, latest, greatest to a lot of our traditional firearms. So I'm glad that a lot of you like that as well. Luke B is here. Command Center 10-8 is here. And all right, so we already have a good crowd in here. I am using StreamYard again this evening. So one of the things that I can't tell with this is exactly how many people we have joining in at any given time. But it looks like we have a pretty good crowd so far. Hope all of you are getting ready for Halloween. We've got just a little over a week or so until all the little ghosts and goblins are going to come out and be trying to gobble up some candy. So I'm looking forward to that. And looks like Jeff Tim got the first notice, but I had to keep checking in until you popped up in the pull down. Okay. And again, I'm going through StreamYard I'm going from that into YouTube. So I'm not sure just exactly how that interface might affect, announcements and things like that. But I am glad for everyone who's here. Again, I'll put the banner up. If anybody wants to join in and actually be part of this and we can have a conversation back and forth, just shoot me an email at this email address and I will get you a link so you can join in. Razor Sharp says, "Do you get many trick-or-treaters, Chief?" As a matter of fact, where I live, we don't, but we're going to be doing a trunk or treat at my wife's church. So we're going to be going there, dressing up in costumes. So yeah, I'm going to dress up in a costume and pass out candy there. So I'm looking forward to that. It should be fun. Luke B got both notifications. Good. Ben Crane says, real work is over and enjoying a nice rye whiskey. How about you? Good for you, Ben. Looks like you're talking to Day One, but I'll join in on that conversation too. KD Cowboy hasn't had a trick-or-treater in years. That's too bad. I like Halloween. Halloween is just a fun holiday. There's not quite the stress associated with it as like when we get into Thanksgiving and Christmas and you got to get out and do the Christmas shopping and get all the family together and all that. Halloween is just fun. And that's one of the things I like about it. So too bad you haven't had any trick-or-treaters coming in. And Tommy is here from Mississippi. He says, "Good evening. Love the live stream." Thanks for joining, Tommy. I appreciate that. Jeff Tim says, Old West lawman, or rent a tux and wear a shoulder. Actually, Old West law. I'm going to dress up as a cowboy, so that should be fun. All right, Lane's Domain is here. I didn't think you were going to make it, so I'm glad you were able to join in. So that's great. And Ben Crane says, "Are you planning any spooky story videos this year?" You know what? I keep thinking about my Halloween special that I've done the last couple of years, and I can't come up with a good topic for it. I've done, ghost stories, I've done scary movies, and I keep trying to come up with something for this year, and I can't come up with a good idea for it. So if you guys have any good ideas to throw out for a Halloween special video, let me know. Kip Caniper says, "Any opinions on Jersey and New York and sensitive places versus," wait a minute, what? Versus Scottish. I have no idea what you're asking. I'm sorry. I don't understand your question. You could be a water bottle desperado. I could go as a water bottle desperado. Luke B says, "I could go as HR Puffin stuff." I don't think any of the kids these days would know who that is. They would say, "Oh, who's that strange looking guy there? Why is he wearing that?" Scariest public range trip. Roy Kiefer says, "Question for all. Have you yet to see any real advantages to the," I guess this is the new 30 federal super carry, however, often missed the mark. I can't see any tremendous advantages to that either. There was just another video up in the last day or two on that where somebody was testing it and shooting it through ballistic gel and everything. And I just, you get a couple of more rounds than you typically get with the 9mm, and it's supposed to be a pretty high pressure cartridge. But as far as actual effectiveness, I don't know. I'm just not seeing anything that makes me want to rush right out and buy something chambered for that cartridge. Camp David says, HR Funk, any insider scuttlebutt on the pending pistol brace and no, all I keep hearing is rumor and speculation. I haven't seen anything yet that I can point to and say that is conclusive, and that's the law that we're all going to have to go by. It seems like it's all still up in the air. I think the last I saw, it's supposed to be now in December when we're supposed to get the final word on that, which is the second or third time in over a year that we were supposed to get the final word. JT Threlf says, HR, you got to get a Century AP5, which is an MP5 clone. So darn enjoyable to shoot and cheap nowadays. That's cool. I had the PTR a while back. This is an MP5 clone that I really enjoyed shooting, but if I come across a Century, I'll give that one a try. I got some more chatter on the 30 Super Carry here. Jeff Tim says it does better on pumpkins than 357 Magnum. Okay. If I'm attacked by pumpkins, I'll keep that in mind. By the way, how have you guys liked some of the other videos we had lately? I had that one just this past week on the carry positions, the ready position. And that was one, it was kind of surprising because when I put that video together, I thought this is going to get like just a small number of views. And it's really taken off. It's got well over 4,000 views at this point, going on 5,000 in just a few days. So thanks to all of you who watched that. It's so hard to predict what's going to do well on YouTube and what's not. And that's one I really just didn't think was going to have that much interest, and it's done pretty well. So I'm hoping now the video of the next couple of days that I'm going to put out is also going to do well. Day one, have you got your hands on a Lionheart Regulus Alpha? No, I have not. I'm familiar with the Lionheart pistols, but I have not handled one. GGG Farms is here from Texas. Thanks for joining. MHL says I'm going as the Weaver stands for Halloween. Okay. GGG Farms just made a $4.99 donation. So thank you very much. I appreciate that tremendously. For the Weaver stands for Halloween, you should dress up as Donald Pleasance. I think he used a Weaver stance in that movie. CNR Classic says, I hope you're having a great night. You ever think about doing a video on a sniper system from the Korean War to Vietnam? Have a M1D and a Mosin. I've thought about that a couple of times. I've got my 1903 A4, which would have been used World War II into Korea, and that would be kind of fun. Sometimes it's hard to come up with a premise, though. I don't want to do videos where I'm just going out and shooting and say, wow, isn't this cool? I see videos like that on YouTube where people go out and they're just shooting whatever firearm they like, and they're having a good time, which is great. But I always try to come up with some sort of a theme or a premise or something where I'm trying to accomplish something or learn something through the course of producing a video. And that makes it hard sometimes because it's a lot easier if I was just going to go out and bang away and say, wow, this is fun. I hope you guys all enjoy it. And now I got to find where I was. Ben Crane says, I've already got an irrational love for 357 SIG. Don't need another boutique round. Dave Cashel says, I'm on while you're live. The end of the world is... Yeah, let's hope that's not going to happen anytime soon. John Ladd, really like the video on the affordable rifle. It's good to see reviews on rifles for everyday people. Yeah, and I do that a lot, partly because I can't afford the really expensive stuff. But, I'm always looking for the budget firearms, if you will, that still give really good performance. So, and I've gotten bitten a couple of times on that. I've gotten some of the lesser expensive firearms that haven't run well, or I've had problems with them or whatever. But I've also come across some that have done really, really well. Like, for example, the Masada, IWI Masada, great pistol, coming in at under $500. Not anything bad I can say about that. In fact, I shot that at a course this past weekend that was taught by some of the Army Special Forces soldiers. I talked about that a while back. And I took the Masada along and shot it, and it did great. So can't complain about it at all. Daywan just picked up SDS 1911 due to your video going head-to-head with the good. And I hope you like it. Those TZOS pistols or SDS pistols, I think, are really good quality firearms. So I hope that one does well for you. 308 Hit is here, says, greetings, sir. Greetings to you. GG&D Farm, thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate the videos. 357 Maximum, when do you think Marlin will release, if they ever do, the 1884C? I think that's supposed to be 1894C. I don't have any idea. Since Ruger now owns Marlin, I have no idea what to expect as far as new products coming out or anything else. I'm hoping to make it to the NRA annual meeting, which is not for 6 months or so as we sit here. But when I get there, hopefully I can talk to some of these folks, maybe get an idea of when some new products are coming out and things like that. Sammy Boy, you should go as Dirty Harry. That's another one. None of the kids would know who. Why is that guy wearing a coat and tie? Go ahead, kid. Make my day. Is Dave Cashel the infamous Rachel? Yes, he is. That is Rachel here joining us. Let's see. Mark Hankins says, HR, what was the hard bread you ate with the turkey sandwich? What? What was the hard bread you ate with the turkey sandwich at lunch? You're losing me there, Mark. I didn't have turkey or bread for lunch. In fact, I didn't have lunch, so I can't really answer that. What's the local chatter on the Ohio U.S. Senate race? It's pretty close. I don't know if there's really much of a advantage one way or the other for any of the candidates. So we're just going to have to wait until election day comes around and see how that all shakes out. Keith Horry says, thoughts on Smith & Wesson Model 1957 Border Patrol model. Border Patrol model. Not if you're talking about the standard 4-inch that was the model that was designed by Bill Jordan when he was with the Border Patrol. I think it's a tremendous revolver. In fact, Bill Jordan championed that way back then as the answer to a peace officer's dream, and I think it really was. It was a fantastic revolver, still is a fantastic revolver. So there's absolutely nothing bad I can say about the standard 4-inch Model 19. St. Andrew says, greetings from Buckeye Nation. Greetings to you. Sammy Boy loves the Model 17. I wish I had a Model 17. I've got a Model 18, which is a fantastic firearm in its own right, but I'd love to have a Model 17. Goody, just picked up CZP01 decocker. And it was because of your videos and your training. Good. I hope it's great for you. I hope you like it. So fantastic. Mark Hankins, flatbread with chicken. All right. Day one, thoughts on the P226 X-Fire? Looks like he's talking to Ben Crane. GGG Farms, everyday budget semi-auto deer gun. Semi-auto. I have to give that one some thought. Generally, I don't tend to think of semi-autos as deer guns. I usually tend to think of lever guns or bolt actions or whatever. I'll have to think about that a little bit. Dave Cashel, Border Patrol model, has a long lanyard attached. Looks like a whip. All right. KD Cowboy, would you rather have a lever action rifle in 45 Colt or 44 mag? 44 mag. In fact, I've got a lever action rifle in 44 mag, which is great because I can shoot it with the 44 specials. I can shoot it with the 44 magnums. It's just a really versatile firearm. So that's the one that I chose. Jay Threlf, what are your next firearm purchases on deck? I don't really have any that I'm waiting for right now. There are some that kind of are floating around through the back of my mind, but nothing that I'm absolutely zeroed in on yet. So stay tuned. We'll have to see what those end up being. Jeff Barron, I have a Model 19, but for 66 for the ease of cleaning. For me, it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen the other. I like them both. The 66s are nice with the stainless steel, but I still don't have any problem with a good traditional Model 19. Keith Hurry, thoughts on a Chinese Norinco Tokarev Type 54, $150 for one in Canada. No experience with them, so I can't give you an opinion one way or the other. I apologize for that. John Ladd, did the Smith & Wesson Performance Center you bought and had repaired turn out to be worth it? Yes, it did. We were off to a rocky start, but you're going to see that in the video coming up the next day or so. Every time I shoot that thing, it just seems to shoot better and better, and I like it more and more. So even though we had some problems at the beginning, that's just a tremendous firearm. And a lot of you guys are talking to each other, so I'm just jumping down through here. St. Andrew Glock Model 20 or thumbs up or thumbs down. It's nice that it's a 10 millimeter. I'm just not a Glock fan. I own a couple of 10 millimeters. I own a Rock Island Armory that's a 1911 style in 10 millimeter, and I have a Smith & Wesson 1076. I like both of those. I just don't care for the Glock handguns. Razor Sharp picked up a Springfield 1911 mil spec. Really liking it. It's really fun to shoot and looks great. Good for you. Chris 1911, I love all Smith pinned and recessed revolvers, 10, 19, 27, 28, 29. I get what you mean. Those are great old classic wheel guns. Don't forget the elusive SA-35. Still haven't seen one. Still, allegedly they're making them. Haven't seen one. KD Cowboy said, okay, talking to Roy Kiefer, local shop has a tactical Henry and 45 Colt. Oh, by the way, that brings us up to the non-firing replica. And since this is the lock, stock, and barrel firearm, I have got one with a lock, stock, and barrel. This is a non-firing replica of a Thompson Center Hawken 50 caliber rifle, and you'll notice it does have the lock, oops, can't find it, stock, and the barrel. So that's this evening's non-firing replica, and I hope you all like it. So no takers yet for joining in on the live stream. And for any of you that might have missed it early on, if you would like to join in and be part of the live stream and actually have a conversation back and forth, if you just hit me at the email address that you see right here, hrfunk@zoominternet.net, I will send you a link and you can join in. More or less, I'm kind of looking at this like the radio talk shows would have callers, and you would be able to appear more or less as a caller or at least a guest on the live stream, and we could have a conversation back and forth. And if you're interested in that, shoot me an email. And while I'm waiting to see if anybody's going to send me an email, I'll come back over here. Elaine's Domain likes metal guns. Hard not to like them. Goody. What do you recommend training-wise for concealed carry? I want to train prior to carrying a firearm. Expect it maybe start next year. Lots of practice ahead. If I understand your question correctly, you're looking at something to use for training that's not a firearm. And what you might want to look at for that is something like an airsoft pistol that would be configured closely to whatever you're thinking about carrying. So many of them are almost identical copies of real firearms. So you could look at, how you wanted to carry it, what kind of holster you wanted to use. You could practice your draw. You could practice actually drawing and firing, things like that. And the nice thing about airsoft is you can do it inside the house. You can go down in your basement, set up a heavy blanket or something like that behind a target, and that's sufficient to stop those airsoft BBs. So if you're interested in that, that would probably be my best suggestion for a training implement that's not actually a firearm. And Rabbi is here, and he made a $5 donation. Thank you very much, Rabbi. Any tips for skeet shooting? Is that supposed to be skeet shooting? If you're talking about skeet shooting, I've only done it a couple of times in my life. I really am nobody to ask for any kind of a recommendation when it comes to shooting skeet, shooting trap, or anything like that. So sorry about that, Rabbi, but thanks for the donation. Tactics Legion 78 says Jeremiah Johnson's rifle, kick-ass movie. Yeah, it is. Good movie. Real good movie. Jeff Tim says CDNN has croissants for, where is it? Doesn't say what the sale price is, but they have them on sale. So cool. Elaine's domain's having a bad hair day, so no interest in joining me live. So too bad. Dave Cashel says, I'm confused. Isn't this the live? It is the live stream. This is the live stream. But if somebody wants to join as a guest, then all you have to do is hit me at the email and I'll send you a link. Okay. So Rabbi was talking about skeet. And I'm just trying to catch up. It looks like we took a pretty big jump here in the comments. So I'm just trying to figure out where we are. And let's see, KO number 5662, apologize. Don't do any type of Zoom. Okay, no problem. Yeah, obviously no. I'm not trying to force anybody into joining in, but I'm just trying to throw it out there. So if anybody's interested, then that offer is there. Just don't say Beetlejuice. Command Center 10-8, what are your thoughts on the Smith & Wesson Model 36? Great little revolvers. The original Chief Special. Just they're a classic, really. I don't have an actual Model 36. I've got a Model 37 that I like real well. And it looks like might have somebody that's looking at taking me up on joining on the live stream. So give me a second here. And this looks like Wilfred that's interested in joining. So I'm going to send him a link. And off it goes. So when you get that link, just click on it. It'll bring you here, and I will bring you into the room. While we're waiting on Wilfred, I will say anybody that wants to come on, make sure you keep everything clean. This is a family program, so we want to make sure that we don't have anything that's going to have anybody upset for their children to hear or anything like that. James Wilkinson is here. Glad you made it. And Rich Powers says, I picked up a Masada a year ago after watching your video. Installed a Vortex Venom. Love it. Replaced it for my M&P. Replaced my M&P for carry. Yeah, I really like my Wasada. I haven't really replaced anything with it, but I shoot it a lot. It's just a drop-dead reliable handgun. It shoots well. I like the trigger. There's absolutely nothing bad I can say about that handgun. Ting Ting, quick hello to HR Funk. Hello to you. Daywan, is the Masada that good? I really like the Masada. He's talking to Rich Powers, but I'll throw in an answer as well. And this just took a jump. Jeff Tim, but best J frame was the Model 38 or 638. I used to work with somebody that had a Model 38. His was a nickel finish. It was probably one of the last nickel finish 38s that Smith and Wesson made. Great revolver. Those little Smith J frames are just really, really workhorse firearms, especially as a backup or concealed carry revolver. KD Cowboy was just looking at a Kydex holster at the local shop. Wasn't comfortable with the retention. Okay. Yeah, that is one thing. A lot of the Kydex holsters don't have any kind of retention device. Goody holsters, HR Funk. What kind of brand do you use and why? I use a bunch of different ones for all different reasons. That would probably be something that would require a video in and of itself to try to cover all the holsters that I use and why. Kitty Cowboy, desktop doesn't have a camera or mic. If you've got a phone or a tablet that has a mic and a camera, that would work as well. Jack Johnson says, my first time catching a live stream, great channel. Really liked the 1903 video. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Jack. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you made it here to join us tonight. David Cashel says, I disagree. The best steel J frame is the 940 using the 9mm moon clips. I like my 940 too. That's another, and you know, those Smith J frames, I kind of tend to think of them all as sort of the same revolver because they're all that really handy package. You know, they're all about the same power factor. There are some of them out there that are 357 Magnums that give you a little bit more power and a lot more recoil, but I tend to shy away from those. I like the 38 specials, the 9mm, anything in that category just works really, really well in the J-frame revolvers. And I'm not sure what happened to Wilfred. I sent him that link to join in, and so far we haven't heard from him. Let me just double check something here. Make sure that I didn't do something wrong. And it looks like I sent that to him. So we'll wait a little bit longer. See, it was just take a little while for him to connect. Lane's Domain got a notice saying YouTube wants to turn your mic on. Really? Huh. Daywan says, thing is, I don't want to buy a Masada because of how good the Canic is. Well, you can never have too many. Ben Crane, worst J frame was 360 PD, 11.7 ounces, 357 Magnum. And I've shot those before. You know, when you drop the 357 Magnum in those little short barrels, you lose so much ballistically anyway. I just don't really know what you get over and above a good 38 special load. So I kind of get what you're saying there, Ben. Oh, looks like somebody is trying to join in here. It says device not connected. Not sure what's going on, Wilfred. You clicked on the link and it brought you here, but it says device not connected. So I don't know what's going on there. But we'll wait a little bit. Maybe it's just take a little while to get straightened out. Is that Dewan trying to join in here? It says lost connection. Huh. Not sure what's going on there. Serendipitous says, love my Masada too. Using it to teach myself how to use the pistol dot, which is simple Holosun 407C. I can see it becoming my regular carry though. Yeah, and I can see why. Like I said, I really like the Masada. Tactics Legion 78. The reason I don't buy things like the Masada or Steyr or some other brands is magazines are only available online and expensive. The Masada magazines are not that expensive. They're $29-ish. So not as inexpensive as something like a 1911 magazine, but they're not outrageous either. Rabbi says I prefer a 9mm Glock. You got me, Rabbi. You got me figured out. KD Cowboy says he likes shooting to be fun. If he wants to be, if he wants pain, he can go to the gym and work out with his wife. Mountain Shooter is here. Hi to you. Roy Kiefer says he's in a minority, but really loves the SP101 2.2¼ inch rather than the J frames. Yeah, and I can see that, especially with the 357 Magnum cartridge, you're going to get a little bit more weight there, a little bit more barrel length, so that might deal with it just a little bit better. Jeff Tim says, my dad looked at a 2.5-inch Model 66 and said, well, if you miss the muzzle blast, will get him. Mark Hankins, were you an 0311 before? I was not an 0311. I was 5811, which is military police. And I went in 1985, which was after the whole Beirut situation. So I missed that. I knew MPs that had been there. So it wasn't a long time before I was in, but it was before I was in. David Casual says there's a gun show in Abilene tomorrow. Cool. I haven't been to a gun show forever. I was thinking the other day I really would like to go to one. Now it looks like we got somebody that's joining us here, and this is going to be Will. So I'm going to add.
Yes, sir. Good evening. And
thanks for joining. What's on your mind this evening?
well, I just wanted to say I enjoy your show. I enjoy your channel on YouTube, and I've been watching it for a while. I started getting into firearms late in life, and I enjoyed your demeanor, the way you present things. Being a law enforcement officer background also helped because you command the respect for what you're saying and instructing other people, giving what you're saying credibility as well.
Well, thank you very much, Will. I appreciate you saying that. And it's one of the things that I've talked about before. As a police officer, and even before that, when I was in the Marine Corps, I've had the benefit of a lot of very good training that was paid for by taxpayers. So I feel like when I'm presenting the information in the videos, I'm trying to give back something to the people that paid for all of the training that I was able to attend. So that's always something that's in the back of my mind.
Yep, and you do bring up interesting topics and your antique, some of the items that you present, like that rifle that you just showed. Interesting how technology evolves, but you still it makes you appreciate nostalgia of the firearm industry as well.
Well, thank you. I've had a lifelong interest in firearms, and it, whether it's black powder firearms or, single action revolvers or, some of the more modern, firearms, ARs, whatever, I really like them all. So I try to bring that lifelong joy of shooting and firearms to the videos. So I'm glad you appreciate that. Where are you joining us from, Will?
I am in Central Florida.
Central Florida. All right.
Yep.
I hope you escaped some of the mayhem last week there.
We get our share of wind and rain, but we managed to survive in this county.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, thank you very much for joining. I just got an email. It looks like somebody else wants to jump in here too. So I'm going to try to send somebody else a link, but thank you very much. And you have a great evening.
Roger that, sir. You too. Take care. Be safe.
And if you'll all bear with me for just a second, I'm going to send somebody else. And it looks like Tadicus Legion 78 wants to join us. So how cool is that? And there you go. Just send out the link. When you get that, click on it, and we'll get you in just like we did Will a second ago. And while that's going on, let me jump back over here and see what we got going on in the comment section. And it looks like a lot of people talking about things like the gun show in Abilene. Goody Goody says, agree, your presentations are very clear and accurate. Thank you. Thank you very much. John Ladd says, Mr. Funk, thank you for your service. We see so many channels that are cool and crazy firearms. You're down to earth, touch on guns that are for regular people. Thank you. Thank you very much, John. That's what I try to do. I try to sort of split the difference between having my videos be entertaining and having them be informative. So I hope they come across that way on your end. And Tadix Legion 78 is here, so I'm going to bring him in. And there you are. Thanks for joining.
Good evening.
How are you this evening, sir?
Oh, I'm good. Just enjoying a nice Friday evening. About to watch some baseball.
All right. Which team are you watching?
Can't remember who I was going to watch. I just know I would like the Mariners to go all the way, but that'll be never going to happen.
Yeah, I know I almost said the Indians. I almost misspoke there. The Guardians were playing earlier this evening. I guess they did pretty well, but yep. I'm not a huge baseball fan. My wife is the sports fan in the family, so she's able to tell what all the teams are doing, and baseball teams, football teams, basketball teams. I never know who's doing what.
Well, diehard Red Sox fan, so it can't be the Yankees because that would just, hurt.
Do I take it then you're joining us from Boston, or at least that area?
No, I am actually calling from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City. How are you a Red Sox fan in Salt Lake City, Utah?
Because I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Moved here.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how it is. You're born in one state, you move to another one, but you never forget home. So
I understand that. You have been with me for a while. I know probably, I don't know, a year or so ago, you first showed up on the live streams. And so I'm glad to finally be able to put a face to the name.
Yeah, well, that's the problem when you're an hour behind everyone. So
so yeah, you let's see, what time is it here? It's 6:45, so 6:45 there. Yeah, you got another hour to go to catch up with us.
Actually, it's 5:45 here, so I think I'm 2 hours behind you then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's 7:44 here. So, all right. You must be in Mountain Time then.
Yep.
All right. Anything for the comments on videos or live stream or anything like that this evening?
Well, I just want to say I appreciate all you do. And I don't know if you can see behind me, I got a giant bookshelf. So I'm actually going to plug a book I'm reading right now, and you'll appreciate it because it's about a lawman.
Okay.
Okay. So if you've never had the chance, I strongly recommend you read the Walt Longmire series.
Never read the books. I loved the TV show.
Oh, the books are so much better. So
really?
Oh yeah. Yep. And after all, yep, because the show doesn't tell you he was a Marine in Vietnam.
No, I didn't know that.
Yep, and he was an MP. So
now I'm definitely going to have to read the books.
Yep. First book is called The Cold Dish.
Okay.
Yep. So there you go. I've had my say, so I'm free to go now.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining in. I appreciate it. And
all
thanks
right.
for all the support.
Yep. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. And that's the way it works, everyone. If anybody else is interested, just hit me on the email address there, and I'll send you a link, and you can join in. And let me look back over here. What are we up to time-wise anyway? 45 minutes and 20 seconds. So probably go for an hour. That's the usual time for my live streams. Usually don't like to go too terribly long because I know that a lot of people have other things to do and they don't want to listen to me talk all night. So another 15 minutes or so, but that's definitely time for another one or two of you to join us if you'd like to. Jeff Tim says, HR Funk, tell your guest, nice beard, Jeff, who is balding. And who do we have? Okay, we got somebody else that wants to join. Give me just a second here. We'll send somebody a link. Oops. Maybe that wasn't somebody that was trying to join. Looks like that was just somebody who was making a comment on one of the community posts. So it's kind of hard to tell sometimes because I get the notices for a email that come across the screen, and that was one that was just I guess a normal email. Sammy Boy says, go OSU, the Ohio State University. Elaine's Domain, it's chow time there. Definitely don't miss a meal. And going down through here, lots of you guys having conversations with each other, so not a lot directed toward me at the moment. While we're waiting here for a minute, again, I hope everybody can join tomorrow morning. The video is going to go live. It's going to be part one of my old versus new look at the Weaver stance versus isosceles stance. And I'm also going to get into the thumb over thumb grip as opposed to the thumbs forward grip that is so popular these days. And just trying to look and see how much benefit or lack there is to any of those different shooting techniques. So again, that's going to go live at 8 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time. So hopefully anybody that can join will be there. And we'll have the live chat going again and all that, just like on every Saturday morning. Rabbi says, my real name is Howard Funk. I reside in Ohio. Hey, I resemble that remark, Rabbi. Dave Cashel says, I'm inclined to believe you. Don't believe a word he says. It's not me. I'm not throwing my voice or throwing my comments. One thing I really miss with using StreamYard here is being able to see how many people we have in here at any given time. Jeff Barron wants to join the IRS so he can carry at work. The question is what you would be carrying. Sammy Boy's in Columbus. Okay. Elaine's Domain doesn't want to be bothered while he's eating with typing, which I understand. And I'm just running back through the comments here. Katie Cowboy, shouldn't an IRS agent carry a pencil and a calculator? That's probably about right. Dave Cash will join the IRS and get shot at by a lot of poor people. Nothing to lose. Yeah, that's probably about true. Command Center 10.8. What's the oldest Smith you own? I own a Model 12 circa 1964. I think the oldest one I own is my Model 28. That's a 1966 vintage, which is same vintage as me. So we're both the same age, me and my Model 28. Let's see. Will A is back. Says HR, thanks for the opportunity on your channel. Next time, I think I should put a still photo in front of the camera. No, I think you did fine. I wouldn't worry about that. I actually kind of prefer to have the people that I can see and talk, and sometimes that it's nice to be able to put faces with the names that I've seen many times. But obviously, if you're more comfortable with that, that's fine with me. But don't feel like you have to. I think you did great. Nothing worse than a viewer who's critical of their own appearance. No, you did fantastic. Rabbi says, I think IRS officers are probably going after content creators and social media influencers. Yeah, probably. I don't know about the social media influencer, which, by the way, I think that's weird. And I see that sometimes it's more and more common on YouTube for people to talk about themselves as being influencers. I am not an influencer. I am a content creator. I produce videos that I hope people enjoy watching, and I hope they get some good information from. But the idea that I'm somehow influencing whatever society or the firearms industry or anything like that, I think is ridiculous. And I think it's sort of self-aggrandizing for people to refer to themselves as influencers. HR, any experience with Chief Special Semi-Autos? Yes, I have a CS9 that I've had for 23 years. It's a fantastic little pistol. It's one of those that's so good, even though I don't carry it that much anymore, it's never going to leave my collection because I like it that much. Every once in a while, I still carry it. Just a great little firearm. Social media influencer equals unemployed. You're a gun purchasing influencer. I'll take your word for it, Jeff. I don't know about that. Cole says, hey, I saw you're a Marine veteran. I was thinking about joining up soon. Do you have any suggestions? Wow. First off, thank you for your desire to serve the country and become a Marine. The one thing I would say, if you're looking at joining the Marine Corps, is the Marine Corps exists to protect this country. And I think probably there's a lot of times young people don't fully understand that. I'm sure I didn't fully understand it when I went into the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps or the government or the military cannot alter the things that they are doing to try to accommodate you. You are going to have to alter yourself to accommodate them. You need to keep that, I think, foremost in your mind. I would say select an MOS that you think you're going to enjoy. And if you decide to enlist, do so with the idea that you're going to go in and you're going to give it your all. You're going to put your whole mind, body, and soul into being a good Marine and being effective at doing whatever your job might be. And I think if you do that, you're going to have nothing but success. So I think that's probably my best information or my best advice that I can give you. Tadix Legion 78. Haven't most influencers been exposed as being flat broke and only pretend to be? I don't know. Is that true? Red Ranger Edwards, what's your opinion on polymer frame revolvers? I don't really have any opinion because I've never used one, so I can't really say anything about them. Jeff Barron has an extra CS9. You're a fortunate guy. Did we already go over the non-fire and replica? Yes, we did. That was earlier in the live stream, so sorry you missed that, Rabbi. And I'm just jumping down through here. It was that Hawken front stuffer tonight. Marine Corps is the only branch to meet recruiting numbers. I didn't know that. All right, gang, we are coming up on an hour here. If you've got any last minute questions, comments, suggestions, anything for the good of the order, be sure to throw that out, and we're going to wrap it up here in just a very few minutes. As always, thanks to everyone for joining this evening. I tremendously appreciate it. This was just a Friday night where I didn't have anything going on. I thought it'd be great to try to get everybody together and have a good conversation. And as always, it was a great conversation. Thanks to all of you. Mark Hankins says, Marines call it the service, not the military. We serve the country. Yes, I would agree with that. And it looks like everybody is starting to check out now. So I will start my checkout as well. Thanks again to all of you for joining. I hope you can make it tomorrow for the video premiere. Again, that's going to be at 8 o'clock tomorrow Eastern Daylight Time. Ben Crane says, tell Mimi we said we miss her. I'll tell her that. I tell her she's more popular on these things than I am. She comes on the live chats or the live streams rather, and I may as well just go sit in the corner and let everybody sit here and talk to her. But no, thanks again to all my channel members. A special thank you for the contribution. I can't talk for some reason. Thank you for the contribution you make every month. I could not do everything I do without you. Everyone who watches the videos, comments on the videos, all of that interaction, that is just tremendous. That is the greatest thing that I get from being part of YouTube, and it would not be possible without all of you. So I hope you have a great rest of your Friday evening. I hope you have a tremendous and safe weekend, and we'll do this all again soon. And until next time, everybody, good shooting, and bye-bye.